to get a chance to celebrate with you and share all the amazing work that we have done on the Fuck, Marry, Kill podcast. Season 2 is coming out today at 6:30. We're going to do a little countdown. But I am so happy that you all came out here today. It is also my birthday. My birthday was 2 days ago. So yeah, you're also all very at my birthday party, which is awesome. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to get started. We are doing a conversation today, a live taping of the show with Maura Chanz and Solonje Burnett. And we are going to be talking about sexual liberation and how that fits into the sexual wellness and wellness world. Wait, can one of you all grab my cards? Sorry, they're underneath the flowers. Thank you. Yay, thank you. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Yeah. Is it my birthday? Oh, I told them. I told them.
Everyone
no, they
knows
have
it's
to
your
know.
birthday. Okay.
It's my birthday.
It's your birthday.
Oh, thank you all so much. And thank you two for agreeing to do this.
Honored.
Yes.
Honored.
So excited to have
So
you
excited.
here. So I'm here with Solonje Burnett, a.k.a. the Weed Auntie, for y'all who do not know, and Maura Chanz, who is the host of Women in Progress, the podcast.
I am.
So I'm so excited to have you both here and get a chance to talk to you. This is the best birthday present a girl could ask for, truly.
Aww, that means a lot.
So we are going to start with a game of Fuck, Marry, Kill. That is how we start every episode.
Okay.
Have you played before?
I have played. It's been a minute.
Yeah?
I understand it.
Okay, you know the
concept.
premise. Yeah. What about you?
I don't remember.
You fuck,
Weed
marry,
energy.
or kill somebody.
Yeah.
It's just a
Where
choice.
are we? What's happening? Just kidding.
So the answer is maybe.
I have played.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you both know the premise.
Yes.
We're ready to go.
Yes. Very
Okay.
excited.
Fuck, marry, kill, birthday sex, which I'll tell you, I was on a work retreat, so I did not get birthday sex, which does make sense. Birthday sex, hooking up with a coworker, so I guess that's a funny thing to put right afterwards when I just said that, and hooking up with a roommate.
Okay. Wait, fuck, marry, or kill. I'm killing hooking up with a coworker. I don't think that ever ends well.
I love y'all.
Okay, we had birthday sex, and the other one was
Hooking up with a roommate.
hooking up with a roommate. So I killed one. I'm going to fuck the roommate and marry birthday sex. I think people like really perform. People
Yeah.
show out. People,
Yeah.
people do a lot of tricks on your
Like,
birthday.
they got
Like,
a lot
it's
to
new shit.
prove. They're trying to make you
yeah,
They got
feel.
the
like,
backpack.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
Yes, I would definitely marry the birthday sex.
Agreed.
I don't believe in fucking around with people that you work with, so I would have to kill them.
Okay, so y'all are on the same
So
page.
we're literally
Yeah.
we have the same
Yeah.
answers. Yeah.
Kill them, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I'm on the same page with you, too. I guess I've never done that with a roommate or a coworker, but I had an old roommate.
Actually, never mind. I'm gonna kill the roommate.
Oh.
Really?
No. I don't
You
want to
can
live with
move.
somebody. Do you know how hard it
At
is to
least
move
ends.
in New York, girl? It costs so much money. I have lived in my apartment for 12 years. That is like
12
something
years.
that's unbelievable in New York.
Yeah.
It is.
That you don't own. Like, I have lived there for 12 years. I do not like moving. It is
I
really
move
traumatic.
every like 2 years.
Yeah. I had
you
to
can fuck a
pick up.
roommate.
That's why I was like, oh, fucking roommate. Like, I will never see you again, sweetheart. No worries.
Nah.
It's,
Gotta make
That's
sure you
fine.
got that nice lease that's like, you
oh, you
mess
have rent
up,
month to
stability.
month.
You have rent stability there. That's
Well, I actually sued our landlord. I started a tenant association.
As
She
you
an
should.
organizer. So I was like, hey, y'all, this is a hot mess. And then I actually hit up my brother back there, shout out Kofi, and he introduced me to free legal services. And so we have had frozen rent for about 8 years.
Oh yeah, I too would
okay.
kill the roommate at that point. I mean, I don't have those
Yeah.
liberties, so
She lives alone, and it's blessed. Not stressed. No roommate.
I had an old roommate who is famously a roommate fucker, like has fucked all their fucking roommates, except for me, and I am offended. Like, I'm just kind of
That's
like,
real.
what's wrong with me? You know like
You're probably
that
too
is
good.
the worst when people really will fuck everybody and not you.
Right?
And you're like,
they're like, it's because we're good friends. We have a whatever. I'm walking into the kitchen like in full lingerie. I'm like, hey, what's up? What's up?
I'm
You know,
screaming,
is
no.
today gonna be the day? And it hasn't happened yet.
No. That's slutty shit. You don't need that. No. You don't
it
need
is
that
messy.
trash.
That's
You
messy.
don't need that trash.
I've never done
That's
it,
a
but that does
blessing.
feel messy.
Yeah. They're protecting you.
Okay. Well, I'll
That's
take
love.
that.
They
respect
I
you.
guess I'll
Yeah,
take it as a
exactly.
compliment.
They respect you.
Fine.
They respect
Yeah,
you.
That's respect.
I'd rather be getting laid than have respect. So, anywho, ideally both, I guess. But do y'all want to start by introducing yourselves?
Sure. My name is Solonje Burnett. I am the Weed Auntie. I have been, I have been in the industry for about 8 years. I do everything from experiences that are rooted in mindfulness and advocacy and education, as well as I just launched a jumpsuit. It is a slow fashion journey, encouraging people to wear their weed, and showing them that the textile is a healing product and we need to get away from fast fashion and jump into the slow movement of fashion. So just educating in every way possible, using the plant as a conduit, whether it's for music and art or it is for wellness and sex.
I love that. Well, I'm Maura Chanz. I am in entertainment. As you mentioned, I'm the host of Women in Progress, but I've been in entertainment for about 20 years. Started as a commercial actress and then moved behind the scenes. And so with Women in Progress, this is kind of my reintroduction to being in the forefront again, and just kind of reclaiming my own narrative. But I am a producer, a trade, and I'm an owner and executive producer of a production company called Brilliantine, where we illuminate marginalized stories.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Welcome to both of you. So you are both such incredible activists and advocates and storytellers for wellness. What does sexual wellness have to do with the broader wellness industry, and how does it play into that?
Yeah, so I think sex is so commercialized and it is not thought of as a healing opportunity. It is like get in, get out, get what you need, move on. It's like even can be an addictive thing.
Yeah.
When in the pandemic, I landed on my 4 M's, which were meditation, masturbation, motivation, and medication. And masturbation can be play with yourself. I was really encouraging folks to get in touch with themselves, knowing that sex and play can be an individual activity as well as something that you do partnered, and that we shouldn't have shame. And I think specifically women of color, like we can be hypersexualized, but we're not in touch with ourselves sexually. And like I said, it could be something that is an individual act where you are able to reach elevated levels of ecstasy just by being in tune with yourself. And the cannabis plant can help you get there. So I am really interested in supporting folks exploring their bodies using cannabis lubricants. And there's a couple of different brands that I've partnered with and worked with to showcase the fact that weed can help you achieve an orgasm where so many of us are performing for others instead of making sure that we get ours, as well as it is something that can heal, our different illnesses that go down there. Whether you have that puffy taco energy happening because it's raw, or you are having, some things that are not so nice happening down there. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use cannabis as a healing plant, both in, achieving orgasm in that big O, as well as just making sure everything is safe, sound, and secure down there.
I did use a cannabis suppository at one point during my period, and it was so helpful.
So soothing.
Soothing, yeah.
I have to say, I was a suppository girly, but I started using this CBD tampon.
Wait, tell us more.
Yes.
'Cause I'm a
Yes.
CBD suppository user. I'm a
Yes.
Foria girl.
So, yes, and
Bring it down.
Foria is actually one of the sponsors of a queer prom that I'm doing next Thursday.
I love
We love Foria.
I do.
Foria, I have been a partner with them for years. But there's a company called Bday that was founded by a woman in the UK. Her name is, oh my God, I'm blanking, starts with a V, Valentina. And Valentina and I met a couple of years ago when I launched Weed Auntie, and I really wanted to educate femmes and women around well-being in their poussoir. So they reached out to me because I have fibroids. I've been talking about that journey, about all the pain that's debilitating, about not being embarrassed, not even able to go to work because my flow was so heavy, like all of these things. And they reached out to me because I had already been talking about it. And instead, my one issue with suppositories is they're in these plastic containers, so it's a lot of waste. And as a sustainable baddie, I'm like, that ain't it. So what they have are these CBD tampons that are bamboo as well as sugarcane applicators, and then the paper dissolves in the water. So every part of it is biodegradable in a real way, not, we're repurposing plastic, so have plastic again. It actually goes back to the earth, which it all should. And of course it took a woman who's been dealing with debilitating pain since she was 9 years old to figure out there are better things. And she open sourced the paper product as well so that anyone else who's making tampons can use this dissolvable paper. So shout out Badass Women. And so that Day is the name of the company, Daye. Actually, hilarious story. I have a friend who lives in Italy. Her husband's from the UK. He went and picked up these tampons for me, and I'm picking them up in Boston on Monday because the FDA decided that this has not been approved, so they blocked it in the US. And I had been using it for the past 2 years. I've been using it for the past 2 years. It was the only thing that worked for me. Yeah. They have bamboo pads. They have these gorgeous tampons. And of course, America's like, no, we'd rather you have red dye number 9 and like bleached tampons in your pussy. Yep. Instead, so now I have like Underground Railroad tampons. Meet me in Boston. I'll pick them up.
I love that. Oh, wow. To your question, to me, I think sexual wellness is wellness. And I think wellness, I think of really a holistic and ongoing practice to have like a fulfilling life. And that means spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, as well as sexually. And I think when we deny ourselves of that sexual identity, we're denying a part of ourselves. And then when I think about the actual literal health benefits, I mean, they are endless. From stress, we're tightening bladder. It's so many things. Like it lessens like heart rate. There's actually even some cancers having sex. Sex does it all. Honestly, it's one of the best medicines that I don't think many of us get enough of. And so I think that it is intrinsically linked to wellness. You cannot separate the two.
I love that you both noted it as healing when I feel like the mainstream idea is that sex is something we need to be healed from, right? That like there should be guilt and shame that are connected to it, that it's something that we need to see as outside of our regular lives. You know, like you can have a great work life, you can have a great family life, and like the sex is an extra, right? Like it's something added on. So seeing it as healing rather than something that is harmful to us, I think is so powerful.
No, I agree. And I think to that point, I think when we're having so many conversations about self-care, and I think we as a society are understanding that we do need to prioritize our pleasure, our health, our wellness, and I think sex is a huge part of it, but it's often left out of the conversation, so I'm glad that you said that.
Yeah. And the fact that y'all are up here, like, just openly talking about sex. I'm so curious about what your journey was to get to this point of confidence and comfort around your own body, around being able to have this conversation in front of a room full of people.
Wow. I do believe that no topics are taboo. I think that blocking ourselves from the ability to converse about a variety of topics is the issue here in our culture. We ban so many things, and we make it so that we're unable to really move forward and progress in whatever topic area it is. For me, as a little one, I was like such a nerdy, little dorky kid growing up in a white neighborhood, like braces, glasses, super skinny string bean type, like no one was trying to holler, you know? Or if they were real shy about it. They were like, oh, by the way. So I really think I came into myself, like, once I went into college. I went to Wellesley College. It was women's college, so it was
shout out
very...
to the women's college, girlies. I also attended a women's college.
So it really empowered me and made me feel like I am who I am, take it or leave it. Right. And I really felt sexually empowered as well, just noting how many different types of women, whether they were queer women, whether they were folks later on that I like showed up as by the time they graduated, they went from woman to man, like transgender folks. It was really beautiful to see that journey. And I also became a nightlife baddie. I started promoting in clubs and inviting people. I had like so many friends, and in Boston, it's so segregated. It's like black girls hang out, white girls hang out, Asian girls, everybody's doing their own thing within their own identity. And my family's from the Caribbean, and I'm like, hey, hi everybody, friends with everybody. And so I had like such a blended friend group that it became attractive to these nightlife promoters, club venue owners, they were like, oh, wait, you got a Russian, you got a person from Sri Lanka, you got this Jamaican girl. Like, everybody was in the crew.
You can bring everyone.
Everybody was in the crew, so it was like, come through. And I really felt myself as like, wow, I'm a hot girl. This is great. People want me at their parties.
Yeah.
I am cute.
And you are.
Thank you, darling. And so I really just started to explore at that point. I was a serial monogamist. Like, I was one of those folks that was like, all right, you my man, we locked in for like 4 years. Next one locked in for this many years. Like, I did not know how to separate, I think, my sexuality from being in partnership after being like a playgirl on the streets. It was
Yeah.
like, nah, I need to be locked in. So I'm really enjoying this 4th chapter of my life, because she in her 40s, that 4th flow. And it's like, oh, I am free. I am free to be me fully. Like, I can talk about sex. I can be about sex. I can date 30-year-old men on baby girl status. Like, I can do whatever the hell I want because I am me, and who is to judge?
Absolutely.
And she classy, so. Thank you.
I think for me, that confidence, I want to say, honestly, has been here as long as I can remember. I'm from Chicago, and as we kind of talked about offline, just like Chicago also is like a heavy sex work city. So I grew up with like a lot of pimps, honestly. A lot of the men who raised me, sex was always a conversation. I grew up in a sex-positive home. Actually, I was laughing with you a little bit earlier that my dad, during the pandemic, had sent me like a text where strippers were protesting in Millennium Park, and my dad is an elevator mechanic who's huge in unions, and he's like, I need to come and figure out how we can unionize for the sex workers, because hoes matter. And I was like, hell yeah. So I grew up in a home that, I wouldn't say my parents were like overtly sexual, because I don't recall that, but I think they just have always allowed for expression. When I look back and think of my childhood, I started like touching myself very young, and like sitting under the faucet in the sink, and like probably putting things up there that I shouldn't have. I'm like, oh wow, a broomstick. I can throw something. No, it was
Like
good.
broomstick.
It was honestly, when I now think back,
Wait,
I'm
capped
like,
or
oh yeah.
uncapped?
But I think honestly, it probably started when I was like 2 or 3. I was being babysat, and I used to watch like BET Uncut and like music videos, Tip Drill, and I used to tell my parents, people like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, a hoochie mama. And my parents were like, stop telling people you want to be a hoochie mama. I was like, no, I want to be a hoochie mama. And and my parents were like, that's who she is. And they've never really shied away from that. And I think as I, grown into womanhood, I've just kind of continued that. My parents never made me feel shame about it. If I was, in school, my dad's like, oh, tell whoever good morning. I'm like, oh, fuck you, no, okay. So like they just never made a thing about it.
Yeah.
And so it's become, a large part of my life. I have a degree in gender studies. And so it really has been intrinsically linked to my identity. There's an excellent, I saw an article that I'll never forget, and it was called, you can touch yourself, just not at the kitchen table. And it was about promoting masturbation in young girls from a young age to understand what pleasure is. And I was actually introduced too young to pornography. And so I think I developed a curiosity of like, oh, what is this? And I'm like, oh wait, this feels good. I like this. And so I think that pursuit of pleasure has been, a part of me for really as long as I can remember.
Can I say something to that? That is amazing.
Shout out to your parents.
Yes, shout out your parents, because I think about my Catholic Caribbean household. Absolutely not. And I think that is what made me such a late bloomer. And I remember, as you're talking about broomsticks, I remember Barbie dolls. I was rubbing with a Barbie doll. And I actually got caught behind a couch with a young boy. I think he was 5 and I was 6. And I was like, we rubbing. And my aunt found me and spanked the crap out of me. Yes, it was absolutely not. And then my mom came home and round 2 began. So it was one of those things that shame around sex, especially with Christianity, was so deeply enrooted in me that it was just like, oh, I don't do that. I'm fine being a geek. I'm fine not being noticed at this point. And that's okay. So it really was a coming of age sexually for me once I got to college and I was away from my family to be oh, I can explore. more.
That is, it hurts my heart to hear that. I think when I talk about my upbringing, people presume my parents are fairly young. My dad was born in like 58, and so I'm like, my parents aren't like young people.
Yeah.
They're not actually even that liberal. But my dad has been anti-respectability politics and being like whoever the fuck you want to be. And he's raised. I'm the middle of 3 girls, and he told us like, this is your life before anything. You are my child, but you are your own woman first and foremost. And so I think even in curiosity, where they could be fearful, we could really kind of do anything. And I think it actually has really informed how I've navigated life. I've done it from a place of education. I've felt safe to do everything. I felt safe to try weed. My mom's like, you guys are really strung out. You guys should, you want to hit a blunt? And I'm like, oh, cool. And because of that, I was able to really do everything, not even just in moderation, but I'm like, oh, like, we can drink at home. We can do this at home. And they weren't wilding, but they were just like, you're gonna go do it regardless. And so we do want to ensure, not promote it, but that there is a level of safety and care surrounding just real life human shit.
Right.
The
And that's harm
respectability
reduction.
politics is huge. And I think as a child of immigrants, it's even bigger.
It absolutely
So, they literally are like, don't be like these crazy Black Americans. They doing wild-ass shit, and they all gonna get arrested and have babies by the time they're 16. Like, that's not what you came here to do. So there's
The responsibility
definitely
is very heavy for, I
very
think,
heavy.
immigrants,
First child,
for sure.
first generation, absolutely never.
No, I get it.
Yeah, that's
and
amazing.
I think that harm reduction piece too is like, yeah, you're gonna do fuck shit. We were all doing a little bit of fuck shit, but your parents gave you a space to do that fuck shit in a more controlled environment, an environment where they knew you're gonna be safe. You're not in some weird dude's basement. Like, I was in some weird dude's basement. You weren't in some weird dude's basement. You were in your mom's basement.
Actually, it was both though, because I think it's interesting. There's still I still have Black parents, and so I also was like, it's like, you cool, but how cool are you really?
Right.
So I was definitely doing some fuck shit that I probably didn't even have to do. Yeah. And it wasn't actually although it was an open home, I didn't actually even tell my mom I lost my virginity until there was actually a rumor when I was in college. My mom has a blood disease, and I have some traits of the blood disease. And I was dealing with somebody, and I mentioned having to go get some blood work done. And unbeknownst to me, they had a partner, and the partner made a rumor that I had AIDS. And I had to tell my mom, and my mom was like, I didn't know you was having sex. I was like, oh, girl, shit, well, you 6 years late there. And it was, for her, she was like, why did you not think that you could talk to me about it? And so I think it was, although there was an openness to it, I knew it was okay to do, but I also still didn't think it was conversations we had. But once that happened, my friends will tell you, I'll hook up with my mom's like, how's the dick? And I'm like, girl, I don't know if I'm gonna be back. I don't know. But now, I was like, damn, I could have really had this relationship the whole time.
Right.
And so in some ways, I wish I understood just what a safe environment my parents actually facilitated. And I think I internalized shame. I think it was even other people around me, you shouldn't be doing that. And I'm like, oh, damn, okay, it feels good. I like it. I don't think I'm hurting anyone. I'm being safe. But still everyone else is saying, this is not what you should be doing. Right. So that was, it's that I've had to really kind of battle with.
Yeah. Yeah, you brought up Black parents, you brought up immigrant parents. Why is it so important for us to be talking about sexuality in these Black and brown communities? And what are the barriers that are stopping us from being able to have these conversations? Because I feel I talk about, I'm so grateful to be in these spaces surrounded by Black and brown people who are really open to having this conversation. And also, that's not how I grew up. That's not how the majority of the world is. That's not how the majority of people I interact with is. I'm in a little tiny sister song bubble, and I'm so grateful for it, But then sometimes I go out into the world and I'm like, oh, right, we're not supposed to talk about this.
Oh my God.
I think it's needed because, one, I think it does. By having these conversations, we're able to dismantle generational curses of shame. But also, I think more importantly, it provides access to adequate education and care. Yeah. And I think when we're not having these conversations, we put ourselves in positions of abuse, manipulation, shame, and also a lack of connection. I think when I think of even just kind of the relationships I have, you do talk to your girlfriends about these things, but we're not having these conversations at large, and we feel like it's an isolated thing. Even when people talk about like their kinks, I always have to remind myself like, you can't yuck somebody's yum. Like it may not be for me. I'm like, that's some different shit there. But I want to ensure that they feel comfortable enough that they allow themselves to be in connection and community. And so the more conversations we have, we holistically will dismantle that curse of shame.
And I think it's something that is universal. Like women's health and well-being is shamed. It's underfunded in research. It's such taboo. Like they spend more money on Viagra than they spend on
dogs,
women's health issues.
Right.
So like it is one of those things where we are just a part of a patriarchal culture that is not interested or accepting of our issues, our conversations. And like as you were telling that story of your parents, I was just sitting here. I remember the first time my mom heard me. She came home in the middle of the day. I was with my boyfriend in college, but I was at home in Newton, Massachusetts, and she came home on lunch randomly, which she like never does.
No, you got an hour.
Which
Go
she
home.
never
Go somewhere.
does. And she came home and she heard me having sex with my boyfriend. What do you think she like brought that up to me separately? No, she decided to make that dinner conversation with my siblings, with my father, and she was like, "So, Solonje, were you home the other day?" Like, I was like,
nope.
"What you talking about? What you
incompetence.
talking about?"
Truly.
It wasn't me.
And she was like, "I heard you having sex in the middle of the day. Why weren't you at school? And I really hope you were using a condom. Like, doom. Like, it is the end of the world. Like, you are going to die because you were having sex." I was like, "Mom, condom? I cannot. I'm on birth control. And this is my boyfriend. And honey, this is not the first." She was like, "I thought you were going to get married a virgin. I died." I was like, "Sis."
It's so funny you say that. My actual first time having sex, I got caught.
Oh,
And it's funny. I actually
y'all.
I spoke to the guy recently. We were laughing. I was like, "Do you remember that?" It was two my friend and myself, and we got invited to like a New Year's Eve party, and like she got caught with like just giving head, and I got caught having sex. And I was telling him, I was like, "Wow, I'm so thankful. Like your parents didn't. They definitely stopped it, but they were just like, you know what? Y'all are growing." Teens. He was punished for a year. He literally was like, I took an L for the team.
Right.
I was like, you was gonna take an L regardless.
Yeah.
Like your mom telling my mom was not necessary. But she sat us down and she was like, I hope you're using protection. She's like, he has no money, sweetheart. He can't do shit. And
That
I was
part.
like, and it started reminding me of a conversation I had with my dad of just like my dad's biggest thing is like pussy management. You can
That's your
you
dad's
can do
biggest thing.
LOL.
Absolutely. My dad told me when I was very young, he said, men will fuck you or fuck you out of something. And that was, he said, and I've raised you enough to ensure that you wouldn't fuck with an ain't shit ass man that would do either. And he was like, if somebody's gonna fuck you, you be in control of that. And so when she was like, oh, no money, I'm like, oh my God, well, we were using a condom, but oh, girl, this is, I don't know if this is the life I had planned for myself. So I think even having those conversations, like I was always somehow in spaces where it still was safe. Like it was like, okay, this is irresponsible in my home. If y'all want to be doing this, you find somewhere else to go. But if you're going to make sure you're safe, make sure this is somebody that has value, that is careful with you, that considers you. And so those, I look back and I'm like, honestly, I couldn't have been in a better situation. I did think I was gonna like lose it to like This Woman's Work by Maxwell, very a la Love and Basketball. So I missed that part. But aside from that, like I'm like honestly, like that was a pretty good situation. I was like that really perspectivized what was going on and how I moved forward in my sexual engagements.
Y'all, I think I'm so sex positive, and listening to stories about you guys getting caught having sex has me stressed out. I'm
Girl,
like,
that shit was so stressful. Imagine like you're 15 and you're like,
right.
And I'm like, but I'm also like,
that's what I'm
right,
saying.
you were
I was like
how old were you?
19.
Right.
I was
you were
like out the
grown.
house and I came home.
oh no. By then my
that is
parents knew I was
crazy.
fucking by 19.
But I also,
like then I was.
I do think that like the importance of it is like for Black and brown folks to know that one, empowerment doesn't mean you just need to be out there fucking people.
Right.
And I think like commercialized, hypersexualized Black and brown people is a thing that's been happening forever. And it's like, not choosing to be sexual, choosing not to be sexual is your decision and is beautiful.
Absolutely.
And I do think that like it doesn't have to be, oh, I'm not having sex or I'm not talking about sex. The conversation is what's important. And that conversation changes as we age, you know, from like we're hooking up with these young folks to like I have a partner or I have multiple partners or, you know, now I'm dealing with perimenopause or whatever. So and I'm dry and like, or I'm hypersexual because I am of that age. Like there are so many parts of this journey, and I think as femmes in the space, we need to be very open and honest with each other about what is happening with our bodies, with our needs, with our cravings and our desires, and as our bodies are shifting as well, as we're getting more full-figured and soft, and like, I'm like, do these muscles work anymore, you know?
Listen.
Like, my favorite thing in the morning, there's this woman who's like on, off, on, off. I do that every time that pops up. I'm like, we clenching in the morning. We doing exercises.
I love a good Kegel. I love a good Kegel.
This. You know who I'm talking about?
Wait.
On,
What's
off,
the
on? Off.
Like your
on,
booty
off.
clench?
No, it is like a pussy clench.
Kegel,
Oh, the
girl,
pussy.
Kegel.
Oh, okay.
It's just an exercise. It's a daily
exercise.
exercise.
Y'all do that every day?
Y'all don't be just doing
Oh my
Kegels
God,
in the
this
room?
woman, I literally go on Instagram and this white woman is there like, on, off, on, off. And she's just so excited about it. And I'm like, yes, bitch. I'm lying in bed. I'm like, yep. We do it. And she'll be like, hold, 2, 3, 4. Release,
I love
off,
this.
on. I'm like, yes. This is where we're at. It's like you can find your community digitally if the people that you're friends with are too pussy to talk about shit, you know? You can get your community and make sure that you are informed, you are in touch with others who have the same energy and energetics around sex. So it's like you don't have to be alone feeling like a slut or feeling like somebody who's just amiss culturally because you want to talk about it.
And I'm excited that actually is becoming I don't want to say commercialized, but like I'm a follower of Tabitha. Normalized. I'm a follower of Tabitha Brown as well as Halle Berry, and I just love that Halle Berry is just out here having the best sex of her life. I said, girl, fuck it up, and I literally called my mom. I was like, Halle Berry made this lube, but she calls it intimacy shit, gel, whatever the lube, and I'm like, girl, Halle Berry said that you need this, and so like her girlfriend got it, but like I'm just like because they're public figures having these conversations. I'm like, we are day by day dismantling just the taboo around this narrative. And I am so excited. Like with the growth, I think obviously there's some downside of social, but finding that community, being able to have dialogue that you just don't, you may not have the space to have anywhere else. That is one of my favorite parts of the digital and social age.
Totally. Yeah, it's a whole... I mean, I'm so grateful to have grown up with access to I'm grateful and I'm not grateful, but access to the internet, you know? And, like, I think that, like, yeah, as a young person trying to figure out my sexuality, like, being able to watch sex educators on YouTube and see what I was not getting in school, what I was not getting from the adults around me. You know, I had these like trusted adults on the internet and they were my trusted people. And sure, they weren't perfect. And so that's the downside with it, right? Is that you're not going to get all great information. But overall, I was like, oh, people are having this conversation. It's right here in front of me. And I look up to these people. And yeah, my dad was just saying that apparently when I was 12 or 13 in the car one day, I was like, Dad, I want to be a sex worker.
Hoochie mama, same thing.
I do
girl.
not
We
remember
was
that
doing the same
conversation,
shit.
but that sounds right.
No, but
I could have never.
No,
Like,
no,
y'all
you-
two are a different generation. They're outside
we
like,
are. I
hey,
think that-
parents, I love sex. I'm over here like, no, Mom.
Oh, I did. My parents always bring up. They were like, you were like 2 in the back seat singing ODB, like, baby, I got your money, don't you worry. And my parents like, we should have known then, like this shit was about to go downhill. But I think it's interesting because even
I was singing Dancing Queen from ABBA, you know.
I love that for you.
You can dance.
I can imagine little baby Solonje just so wholesome.
So wholesome.
I was so wholesome,
She was
but
a
she was
Girl
so
Scout.
wholesome.
She was a Girl
If
Scout.
she could see you now,
Oh my gosh, she is so proud.
She'd be so proud. She wouldn't even know.
She's like aunties outside.
But I think, we're talking about social, but it's even moving into the scripted and the narrative space. Like, a large conversation recently was Forever, the new series on Netflix by Maura Chanz, and people are like, it's so much sex. They're teenagers. I'm like, right. they're teenagers.
Right.
It's so much sex like that. I'm like, that is teen angst. I'm like, I love that they're showing these things and they're having these conversations. They're talking about consent. They're talking, I mean, literally, it was so much that I was so excited to see that I'm like, wow, we are actually, we are progressing. It's slow, but I'm like, there is true progression here, and I love to see it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So since you brought up little Solonje, I would love to know, what would you want to say to your younger self if you could?
Oh, that's a launch ticket.
Oh my God. I'd be like, bitch, you a star. Like, honestly, shine bright like a diamond. Solange is angel of the sun. I feel like I actually am holistically myself, like unabashedly myself. So I would tell her, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna do cool things. You're gonna meet great people. Your circle is gonna continuously expand. You're gonna have boundaries and not let people walk all over you. I would just be like, you get it, girl. You're gonna live by yourself in Brooklyn and be happy waking up to quiet in the morning after a divorce and be like, I'm winning.
No roommates to fuck.
No roommates, no kids, child-free, no roommates, no man, like, in one of the most expensive cities in the world, like, bet.
Doing it.
But also looking for someone to flee with, because America's fuckery. Yeah, let's go. Who's ready?
Yeah.
You want to be my boyfriend, girlfriend? Who's ready? Let's go. I'm open.
She's accepting. She's accepting potential suitors.
Where do we want to go? I'm like ready to go.
Okay,
Like,
look at our options.
Talk about it later. Okay.
It's interesting that you said that you're a star. I think that's what I was told the most as a child. It was like, they call me Maura the Stara.
But star in the sky with others, right?
Yes.
Like, I think of me as a part of a constellation. Like, it's not, I think a lot of times it's like you're on a platform and a pedestal as a star by yourself. I'm like, we're in a sky in a galaxy.
You're a galaxy,
Yeah.
no. What would I say to my younger self? You are the main bitch in your life. That's actually, I don't know if anyone watched Unprisoned. My favorite episode is called Main Bitch. It's a show on Hulu with Kerry Washington. And I think I was taught that. And I think it's interesting when outside voices are louder than those close to you. Like, I've always been told I was a star. I've always been told, like, you are that bitch. And somewhere along the lines, other people have made me forget that. And I'm like, I know who the fuck I am. And I want to tell my younger self, like, silence that. The people who know you, the people who care about you, they are mirrors, and they've reminded me of who I am. And these other people really don't matter. Like, I'm like, you don't pay my bills, you don't fuck me, you don't anything. Like, it's like you really you're contributing nothing. So I think I would just remind myself that they don't matter. Like, you
Like
are
my
the main
ex-husband.
character.
No.
Yeah, I think just remember. I think that's what I tell myself. Remember who you are, always.
I love that. I think those are both very beautiful moments, and I know that little Solonje and little Maura are really proud to see you up here.
I love to see little pictures of me. Like, I posted one on Instagram not so long ago, like, in a bathing suit, like, posing. And I was like, been a hot girl. Like, she knew who the fuck she was. And I'm like, remember, it's really more of like, remember Lil Maura, because Lil Maura knew who she was.
I'm kind of scared of her. I respect her, but I'm kind of scared of her.
Me
You should
too.
be. You should be. You
Too
absolutely.
powerful. Too powerful.
She was strong as
She
hell.
was.
Yeah.
She genuinely was, and I want to get back to that every day.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm gonna tell little Solange,
shove
like,
random shit up.
you're so powerful now. Like, you're over here sunning your pussy in the morning, you know, just
Yeah.
like tilting it towards the window, making sure that she gets the light she needs.
I would tell younger Maura that there are
doing
safer
stuff with your
things
pussy,
to
so I need
throw
to
up
Sunning
your
your pussy
pussy.
is so good. Moon too.
I would tell myself that. Like,
Yeah.
there are safer things to throw up your pussy. That cucumber that you found should not be
There
up
are
in
other.
your
They
pussy
make
at
items
all.
for it. They make items for
No,
it.
like, they actually have things for this. You do not need to find home tools. That I would tell younger Maura for sure. Because I look back and I'm like, thank God I didn't develop something. I'm like, you just were throwing shit up, like, just random things. I'm like, wow, you shouldn't have been doing that.
Did y'all ever go to Spencer's? Do you know what Spencer's is?
Of course I know Spencer's,
Yeah,
the store.
yeah, okay, yeah, the store. That is definitely where I got my first everything at the mall with my boyfriend. Like going to Spencer's and being like, we should buy a dildo and also a keychain. Like
Spencer's sold dildos?
Like, they sell like,
I didn't know
like
that.
I mean, I knew they sold like random ass graphic
random
tees.
ass. No. It's
a
the graphic
dildo.
tees in the front. In the back, there's like the 50 Shades of Grey like starter pack. Like they had all. Yeah, we were like, should we buy a rope from Spencer's? We're like 15. Like don't know what we're doing.
You know what? It never seemed like a safe store, and I don't mean that. I think like it never felt like a store for me.
No,
and so I don't know that I ever made it to the back of Spencer's. Like I've definitely seen the shirts in the front. Like it gives me like Hot Topic. Like I'm like
totally.
I never saw myself in the store. So it wasn't probably until like I got much older that I was like, oh, like there's sex stores. Like I actually think she's in the room. I took one of my best friends to I told her it was a cooking class, but there was a sex store in Melrose that would have random classes every Wednesday. I was like, girl, we're going to a cooking class. And we went to a BDSM class. But I'm like, you know, those spaces, I was like, wow, there's people that look like me. Yeah. Spencer's was not it.
No.
That gave.
No, the skinny white dude in the beanie.
I didn't want to see that. It gave very white. It was not for me. So no, I didn't make it to the back of Spencer's actually.
Yeah, well, maybe
I
it's
got
time.
into BDSM, but I don't really love it.
I didn't, but the class told me. It showed me. I was like, fogling. Oh, no, this is some different shit.
When you
Yucking people's yum. I said,
well, when you
that's
have like
not...
a white man tying you up, it gives ancestral trauma.
To me, honestly, it's not the ancestral trauma as much as
it was for me.
when I was going to do it.
It was ancestral trauma. I'm like, why is this rich white man tying me up?
Oh, he was rich.
Wild.
I appreciate that. I almost fucked a white man, and I was like, no, truly, I was like, it looks uncooked. I'm so sorry. It doesn't. I literally was like, I don't know if I can do this.
He's like,
and
get your dick back in the oven. Get your dick back in the oven.
I truly hopped up. I was like, you're living like Eminem in 8 Mile. I
It's
could
giving
go be
Atlanta.
with a black man.
When you grow up in the Northeast, the pickings are slim.
I'm from Chicago.
The pickings are slim.
I'm from Chicago.
I grew up in rural Pennsylvania.
You know
I feel
what
you.
I'm
I
saying?
feel you, girl.
Well, enjoy.
I mean, I was
Cracker
all about
Barrel.
the internationals. No, I'm not. I don't fuck white Americans. Sorry, but like.
But if you're gonna help me flee,
I mean,
then maybe.
if you speak multiple languages and you could be a translator abroad, sign up. I love getting passport stamps on my pussy. It's like I've been here, there, and everywhere based on this dick.
I love that for you. I can't say the same.
It was really fun. Who needs colloquial local dick when you could expand and experience things from other
I
places
have very
and go
homogenous
with them?
dick. 4 black grandparents in this pussy. That's the only thing I can speak to. So, but I love that you guys have different experiences. I would love to
Taste
offline.
the rainbow.
I'd love to offline what that was like. I really would.
Taste the rainbow. I do not discriminate.
No, I love that. I do.
got-
I'm a
yeah,
little
I do
bit.
not. Maybe I
American,
should, but I
black,
do not.
Asian, white, everything.
All of the
Equal
above.
I think
opportunity.
the City
fucking.
Girls had a song about that with Doja Cat.
Yes, exactly.
This pussy flies. It's like this pussy.
Is this y'all's first time meeting? I can't remember.
It is.
Yes,
It is.
I
I love it.
it.
The energy is amazing. It's amazing.
Love it.
I think they're telling us we gotta go. I'm like, oh.
Y'all were meant to be in a room together,
I
though.
love
love
this.
it. No, I'm enjoying
Doing
it.
this.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I have like 2 more minutes left, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we try and squeeze in one more question?
Sure.
I do have it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it can be
I'll speed it up.
succinct.
We'll give quick answers.
Because I would love to know what y'all are thinking about how sexual liberation kind of plays into all these other forms of liberation that we're fighting for. So gender liberation, LGBTQ liberation, like all of the things that, yeah, just fit together, the intersections.
I think it's about identity. I think it's about I think all of them play together because they allow people to live their fullest selves. I think you started with about holistic wellness. I think it's the pursuit for a life of autonomy, power. I have a tattoo that says tribe, and I think people need 3 things to really have a fulfilled life. You need community, you need autonomy to be who you are, and you need something that you can contribute to society. And I think sexual liberation has to do with actually all 3. So.
Yeah, I think right now where we are living in a place and space where they are banning our autonomy,
Right.
they are making it so that we cannot make decisions. So
Yeah.
people are literally vegetables and being forced to go through having a child. It is a very terrifying time. And I think everything that we can do to show people that you can be free sexually be that example of different ways of doing it, that it's not just about having your ass out and being able to twerk, you know?
That's important too, though.
That is, but that's only one side of it, and
liberating.
that is like the only side they show is
Absolutely.
hot pants and hot girls half naked on stage,
over-sexualization
which is
for sure.
literally for the male gaze, because who is their manager, who is the owner of that company? These are like pageant queens just throwing ass, and that is not the only way that sexual liberation needs to be. Sexual liberation is not shaving your pussy. Sexual liberation is literally being with men, women's, and theys and them. Sexual liberation is doing what is counterculture and queer. It is not subscribing to the cultural norms of what women are to do sexually. So I do believe in this place and time is to create spaces for conversations. It's to create spaces for folks to meet and greet and like organize and continue to share and learn with each other. And that is fully what my passion and mission is to make sure you feel safe in your sex and safe in yourself.
Love that. Thank you both so much for your answers and for putting that into context too, just like in the greater context of all the ways that we deserve bodily autonomy and we deserve autonomy over our spirits and our physical selves and our minds, and being able to have that extends beyond sexual liberation, but that is a piece of it. It's a necessary piece of it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And I'm done with the cult of celebrity, like kill them all.
All of them. Even Timothy Chalamet, I
Like
love
all
him.
of, but like all,
Really?
and I think
Love
honestly,
him.
I love you.
He's cute. I get it. I see it.
I
It's
love
not
a boy
my
who looks
vision,
like a
but
girl.
I see
I'm
it.
just waiting for them to show up and say something besides buy my product.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when the world's on fire.
Right.
Like I literally am like, do more and stop telling us to buy shit from you.
Right.
Like we need to have better heroes, better examples, better people who are rooted in liberation. Because telling people to buy my makeup line, buy my clothes, my underwear, whatever, like that is not liberating. That is consumerism. That is capitalism. That is caucasity, and I do not subscribe.
Caucasity.
That is not Black excellence. That is mirroring the devil, and I don't have time for it.
I love you said the devil, because I always say, who kills, steals, and destroys?
Right. And so I do not care if you are a billionaire. Bitch, distribute those funds. We outside and we need help. And you're being like, buy my tickets to my concert for $500 to $1,200. Like that
You
is
have a platform, use it.
sickening. And you have said nothing, and you get blonder and blonder. Every single one of them. You could just pop off the head like a Barbie and put on another head. Sorry.
No shade, no
Auntie
tea.
is passionate right now. I'm gonna be quiet.
No, please, bring it. Bring it. That is what this place is
The
about.
children need to learn though, because
Yes.
I'm
Well,
like,
we have
we need
you.
to,
We
we
have
need to
figures
be
like
like
you.
tired of them. We need to revolt. We need to tell them, I unsubscribe from this banality.
Yeah. Mic drop. I don't have much to say.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to
Yeah, I
end.
was
I'll
like,
say
I
that
don't-
much.
I ain't got shit left to say.
Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for having this conversation with me. I really love y'all, and I'm so happy
This
to
is
be here
amazing.
with
Thank you guys.
Before we hop off, Maura, so we are raffling off the HOE bag that has all these things that you might need if you're hoeing around. And Maura is the one who invented the HOE bag, so I wanted you to be able to hear it from her mouth a little bit, what this is and where it came from.
The funny thing is, while I kind of invented it, it was really my father who told
Your fucking dad,
No,
man.
Seriously, I need to meet her dad.
It truly was my dad. Like I think honestly, I went to. We have a thing. Oh, yeah. We went to Mardi Gras, and my dad told me, don't leave your bras or your drawers on bourbon. And he told me, like, make sure you just stay packed. And so it was so many things that I've always kept in my car, because I saw him even as a man. I mean, in his philandering, keeping in his car, mouthwash and wipes and drawers. Like, if you open my glove compartment, you always gonna see a fresh pair of panties. And so, like, it just became, like, a thing that I've just always kept. So when they said they were doing a raffle and they were like, yeah, we heard about your invention, I called my dad. I was like, what should be in it? Like, I know I don't keep the same stuff I always kept in the HOE bag. It's different now. It's a little more evolved, but it's a collection, a curated collection of things that I think that we all need on us, even when you don't think you need it. It has some Foria in there. It has some Yanni wash. I used to be out here pumping hand soap real quick. If you don't know about that life, you really wasn't hoeing. If you was in the bathroom pumping hand soap in your coochie, they now have Yanni wash. You don't have to do that. So it just has a collection of down there wipes, of just some things that you might need when you never know. You never know what the day, the night, what you might get into. So super excited to partner with you guys to bring the HOE BAG. And shout out to my daddy.
Yay, Papa.
Shout out to this
my
man.
daddy.
Shout out to this man.
It's for real. Thank you to my dad.
Literally, no, that's
My
what I tell
dad.
people. It was like a meme, and it was like, my daddy can do it better. And I was like, baby, like you ain't met a man like my dad. Like I'm like, my dad is a girl's dad, like a true girl dad, and I'm so appreciative.
Meanwhile, my dad was a hoe, so there's that.
He's a what?
A hoe. He
Oh, my
probably had a
father
hoe
is
bag.
too. That's,
Okay,
you
but
don't
he
think
was
you don't
both.
get a
Okay,
hoe bag?
yeah,
You don't
you
just
can
get
both.
a hoe
You can
bag
both.
out of nowhere, sweetheart.
Get you a dad who
Yeah.
can
Heard
do
the
both.
philandering part, but
Oh,
yeah,
I love it.
super excited to raffle it off.
beautiful, amazing. Okay, well, y'all do not forget that this is a fundraiser for, we are gathering materials for a mutual aid organization in Brooklyn that is doing work with Spanish-speaking communities and with new moms in Spanish-speaking communities. And so we're gathering diapers and wipes and all of that to be able to donate to them. But there is also, there are also QR codes around about our Birth Justice Care Fund. So Aqua, who runs our Birth Justice Care Fund, is about to come up here and tell you a little bit about it. And if you would like to donate, please feel free to scan a QR code. And if you do that, I'm gonna give Aqua a few minutes so you can, if you do that, you can put your name in the raffle again.
Can we do like a Marvin Sapp situation?
A what?
Oh, I felt. Close the doors. Close the doors. You guys will not be leaving until you donate.
Oh, was
I
that
hate
reverend
I
who
hate
closed
that
the
missed the
doors?
people. Y'all are not chronically online enough for me.
Yeah. That was the reverend who was
wrong
like,
crowd.
put money in there and then close the doors.
Close the doors.
Yeah. I remember now.
Close
Yeah.
You got a drink and you got some food. Y'all can support some mutual aid.
I'm dead.
All right, Aqua, I'm gonna give you the mic.
Can we
Yo,
get
give it up for the
Are we up?
birthday girl, though.
you getting up, I'ma get up.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm a little nervous. Okay. So my name is Aqua Quayana. I'm with the Birth Justice Care Fund at Sister Song, and I'm the Birth Justice Care Fund organizer based in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm here to just talk about the Care Fund, tell you like how it started, what we do, and give you a little insight. So first off, the Birth Justice Care Fund was created in 2020. It was a rapid response to the pandemic, right? So we saw everything that was happening in the community, and just people not being able to afford basic items. So that also means you're not able to afford diapers and wipes. And then also we noticed that a lot of the community midwives and doulas were not able to, they were starting to struggle as well because people could also not afford their services. And we know that Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to experience maternal mortality. And so there was already a fear around going to the hospitals and all of that. So that was the reason for the Care Fund coming about. So we created the Care, well, not we. I was actually not there when they created the Care Fund, but they created the Care Fund, and it's basically for BIPOC, LGBTQIA community, and individuals and families. And it's for while you're pregnant and up to 1 year postpartum. I have some notes that I'm just gonna remember things to say. So the type of support that we give, we realize that there is different support that is needed for the community, right? So that support looks like giving items. So we give away diapers, wipes, breast pumps, bassinets, strollers, and car seats. So someone can sign up to get all of those items if they want to. And then we also provide services to the community. So we have lactation consultants, maternal mental health therapists, and doulas that we work with. And we found these doulas, they're all in our communities, and basically we hire them to provide services to the community. So someone can apply, they can decide that they need maternal mental health services, and then we provide the stipend to that provider to give the service to the community. So it's kind of a lot of things happening there. We can give out the items, we can give out the services, and then we're also able to help the service providers in the community by giving them the access. And then we also just making sure that we have full spectrum access to the community. We have a lot of taxes being done on our body, so just making sure that all of those bases are covered. We cover Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, and Kentucky right now. Those are the 4 states, our 4 key states. So yeah, I am here just, letting you guys know about it and also asking for donations. If, you want to donate, we have QR codes that are like set up around, and it takes you directly to the link to donate. So yeah, the QR code, there's one over there. There's another one that was on the table that I was sitting at, but yes, there's one right by the door that you came into with the red curtains. So there's one over there, and then we have another one floating around. So thank you so much. Thanks for bringing me in, guys. Okay, so also, as we know, Simran's birthday was the other day. So we want to just do something a little special for her. So we have something coming up for her right now. So Simran, if you can make your way to the stage.
Thank you all so much for being here. This is truly an amazing birthday gift, really. So good. Oh, wait, let me do the raffle thing before we start. Let me do the raffle thing. Okay, birthday. Okay, the raffle winner of the one and only HOE bag, we literally only made one, so this is exclusive as fuck. Paige H. Where you at? She's here, yeah! Amazing, sorry to the rest of you. Go back to not having sex. What time is it? 7, man, okay, I will say the season 2, episode 1 dropped at 6:30. So season 2 is officially live. I was gonna do a countdown, but we late. So it is live. Please go listen to the show. I'm really excited to put this episode out, but we have a lot of amazing content coming up. So yeah, check it out. There's a QR code on a bunch of these little flyers that are around. So love y'all. Thank you so much for being here. And now we can party. Hey, where Paige at?